Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Mike's Kitchen. Well, today I'm going to be making bread. Or at least I'm going to try and make some bread anyway. So yeah, just got a message now, just checking. So I'm just going to go ahead. We're going back to the Philippines today. We're going to go back to the Philippines today, and we're going to be making some Pandesal, which is a Filipino bread bun. I'm saying good morning, but it's just a little bit before lunchtime actually, so yeah, it's been a busy day. Hey Griselda, thanks for joining me. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get things going. Right, I'm just going to grab my tablet and get that one working. Just make sure. I don't know why, but my tablet's really temperamental lately. I'll click on my own page and it won't even let me look at my own live videos. Like right now, that's exactly what it's doing. Come on. Right, turn everything off. Right off. I like making bread, but when you do it live like this, it can be a little bit on the stressful side. Yeah, right now it's been absolutely moronically stupid, my tablet. This is the only way I know who's actually watching, so... Well, I'll have to check that one out later on. Purely Sounds is live. He's got the robin nest on. And Senna, she's opening a weirdly shaped jackfruit, so I'll have to check her channel out later too. Hey, hopefully it'll let me in this time. Right, sorry about that, guys. Zen's Mixfog. Amen, hello. Hey, Griselda. Thank you very much, guys. So, today I'm going to be making some pandesal. So I've got some warm milk. I've got some yeast, which I'm going to do first. Now I'm going to put these straight into... Actually, I'll take this off first. I'm going to put these straight into my mixer. Get the milk in there first. And I'm going to put the yeast in. Now your milk wants to be kind of room temperature. Maybe 33 to 36 degrees, somewhere around there. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a mix. I'm using instant yeast. Hey Jim, how are you doing? Actually, I'm going to do one thing here. Because I had a few people mention this. I'm going to put some gloves on, even though I'm making stuff for myself. Hey, yes sir. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. So you're in Japan, chef, Jim? So let's get rid of that one. I've got that on the go. Now in my flour, I'm going to throw in my sugar and my salt. I like to do it this way. Some people like to put the sugar in with the yeast. And I just want to mix this around a bit so the flour, sugar and salt all mix together. I'm making Pandesal bread bun, Filipino bread bun. So that's them combined together. So I'm just waiting for that to bloom up. I'm waiting for my yeast just to bloom up, even though it is instant yeast. I have my butter there. I have butter. Actually, I'll crack an egg now. Now, I always like to crack my eggs into a small bowl. It just makes it a little bit easier. In case you crack and drop any eggshell in there, I don't want to be feeding anybody eggshell. I'm just going to grab a couple of chopsticks just to scramble this egg up a little bit. So I think we should be somewhere close there. I don't like that little bit of egg on the counter. I don't like that idea. Let's get rid of that. So, I mean, already you can't really see in the bowl, but my yeast is blooming up now. So I'm going to go in with my egg. I got some warmed butter. I mean, if anybody wants to know, I will say, hey Charlotte. Lucy, I'm from northeast England, a place called Newcastle upon Tyne, but I now live in Canada. I'm just going to add a few people as moderators here so you can actually follow one another. And hey Charlotte, thank you for joining me. So, I mean, a bit of background there. I come from the UK. I came to Canada about 15 years ago, and I met somebody and I decided to stay, but then that didn't work out, but I still decided to stay. So I'm just going to put my mixer on a very low mixer, low speed, and I'm just going to start putting my flour in a little bit at a time. I live in the north of Canada, so we're only just starting to get warm now. We've just got rid of the snow. Right, that's that in there. Grab a spatula. I had one somewhere already. I'm losing the plot, guys. That's it. So once it's had a little bit of a mix, then what we can do is basically scrape down the sides. And don't worry, I have some here already that I've already made, so we're not having to wait around forever. Just scrape them sides down a bit. We want to make sure that's all incorporating. Now, one of the things I have found, living where I do, flour seems to be drier than what it is here. So sometimes when you're doing a mix, it might call for 1 cup of water, 1 cup of milk, but I always find that what happens is it's always a little bit dry, so always be ready to add a little bit more. Now I've got a tablespoon of oil. I'm going to add that. We'll get that in there. That's just regular vegetable oil. And we'll just let this cook away a little bit. And as I say, sometimes it's a little bit dry, so I have little squeeze bottles with some water in. But we'll see how we do. Not looking too bad at the moment, but we'll see. Looks like the tablet's acting up again. Sometimes it freezes. Yep, it's been a little bit temperamental. I'm sorry I can't answer anybody at the moment until my tablet decides it wants to work properly. Don't know why it keeps doing this, but I mean, I do the usual shut it down, start again. Sometimes it just doesn't want to play. Let them go back again. Now, let's have a quick check. Right, that's actually looking pretty good. So I'm going to leave that on a low mix for about 4 minutes. Nobody else got anything to say? Where's everybody at today? I've done this, I've done a live 2 weeks ago and I had almost 9,000 people watching, and that was like, holy crap. And then I did another one a few days ago. No, I'm going to add a little. Do I need to add something to that? Let's have a check. No, that should be good. And then a couple of days ago I did a live and I had was it 1,600 people or nearly 1,700 people. So that'd be kind of cool. What's my regular job? I'm a carpenter and a project manager. Excuse me a moment, I'm just gonna. I have a little chair to sit down on. No, I'm a carpenter and a project manager. I've done that for a few years. But I'm off work at the moment. I'm waiting for surgery on my knee. Hence, this is why I actually sit down a lot when I'm doing this now, just to take the weight off. What does everybody else do? I mean, what do people do for fun now? I mean, most people seem to just sit around on the computer or Xbox, PlayStation, things like that. My ideal entertainment, really, obviously I like cooking, I like making things in my workshop when I had one. But I really like getting out walking. I used to like to go fishing all the time. I like riding my bike, motorbike and mountain bike. Carpentry's not bad. It's not bad, but you need to look after your body. You need to stay fit and healthy. Go to the gym, all that type of stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, being a carpenter is a good workout for the day. But you also need to do cardio and things like that. But carpentry is one of them jobs where it ruins your body. Carpentry, bricklaying, plumbing, electrical work, being a mechanic, they will ruin your body. So you need to be aware of that type of thing. think my dough should be somewhere close now. Looking, once it goes smooth, it is no longer sticking. Once your dough goes smooth and it's no longer sticking to the board, it doesn't stick to the dough hook anymore. If I can get this off. So it comes away clean, there's nothing left on there. So we're pretty good there. I will take it out. It's a little bit drier than I normally have it, but still nice and soft. Nice and elastic. So I'm just going to give it a little squeeze. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Being a welder, hard work, hard and heavy work a lot of the time. I'm just going to form that into a ball now. I mean, all I would say to everybody who does a trade, and this is the realities of it, when you do a trade, get your skill level, get good training, get good schooling, get all of that paperwork and the qualifications behind you, and then later on, once you're by the time you're 40, you want to be away from doing the job full time, and you want to be a manager, supervisor, have your own business and tell other people what to do. So that's the basics of it. So a little bit of oil in the bowl, and we're going to drop our bread dough in there, mix it around a little bit. That goes into your bowl and stays there for an hour or so. I'm just going to grab some saran wrap. So we just want to cover that over. And we're going to leave that in a warm place for around about an hour. And as I said, here's what I made earlier. So keep that handy, I will need it again. So now we're just going to knock back the air out of that one. And I'm just going to flatten it out. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can either just cut it by eye, or you can weigh it. Now, I like to weigh them, if at all possible. Like sometimes, like say, you got to prepare your dough. Make sure if your dough is extra sticky, put a little bit of flour down. Roll it out. Now I want somewhere in the region of say 40 to 50 grams. So we'll check that one. That's 75. So 64. That'll do. And then what we do, we get our dough and we pull it around. I mean, you can push it straight down this way, fold it in until you get it all in there. But then we just keep pulling this in until we get a nice round shape. Where are you from, Lucy? Now, one of the things you need to do, I'm going to do it quick because I don't want the dough to dry out. So I'm going to make why am I going to hate you? I don't hate anybody. Even if you tell me you're from Sunderland. which is our normal way to be across the water. I said, hate's a waste of time. Doesn't get you anything. Hey, Roxy Softballs. Why would I hate you if you're from the Punjab? That makes no sense. I've hated a few people in my life, and usually it's because they've done something to me. They've ripped me off, they've cost me lots of money, things like that. Everybody say hello to Roxy. But no, I've had a few disagreements with people from all over the world, different places. I've worked all around the world, but I find it really doesn't pay to hate people. So basically, I'm just going to keep cutting this up until I've got everything I need out of it. And so you end up with like 16 or 18 usually. Yep, I can understand that. But I find hate breeds hate. So if people try and nip up these buttons tighter if you can. Now I do have some plain breadcrumbs here, and I'm just going to roll my Pandesal in the breadcrumb. Sometimes I stay on, sometimes I don't. I taught myself a lot of things I learned from my grandparents and my mum. But then I kind of taught myself. I bought cookery books. I went on the internet if I look for recipes. I tried different things. I've travelled a lot. I've travelled all around the world. Well, not all around, but I've been through America, Europe, Philippines. So I think next year I'll probably go back to the Philippines again, but if I can, I want to try and drop into either Tokyo if I get the chance. I'd like to drop to Tokyo or even or maybe Taipei, just to go and see the different foods. I love cooking Japanese food, so I'd like to go and see it again close up. I did see that many years ago. Now, one of the things you can do if the breadcrumbs aren't so pancake. Yeah, pancakes depends what type. There's many different types of pancake. So I'll just show you one thing that you can do. Oh, my milk's still up there. That's good. That saves me messing around. If you get a little bit of milk and a pastry brush, just brush a little bit of milk on there and then roll it around in the breadcrumb if it's not sticking properly, and then you get a nice coating. You're just giving it a little bit of glue to work with. Yep, nice Dutch pancakes. Excellent choice. I tend to make more American style pancake, but I will do, like say, bananas, blueberry. I like to do English or French crepe. But a well-cooked pancake is good for breakfast. I mean, even though your pancake does have eggs in already, there's nothing wrong with have some pancakes with a nice egg with a ruddy yolk on there. It's always a thing of beauty. So give them about an inch between each one. Like I say, just keep forming these around. I used to ride. I sold my bike because of my knees. I can't physically ride a bike at the moment. I may get another one later. So here's for him. Yep, start cooking when you're young. I think I was about 7 when I started helping mum in the kitchen, or at least you think you're helping anyway. My mum was so good to teach me and not tell me to run away, like go out and play. I was happy to be in the company of my mum. I had Triumph when I was younger. My last bike over here was a Harley Davidson Sportster. But the Royal Enfields, the new Royal Enfields look pretty decent. I like the look of them. I'd like a nice touring bike next time, I think. But this country is so big. Riding a bike around, it's not bad. You get the air, the wind through your hair. Yes, cooking is very much fun. Cooking is fun, especially if it's recipes that you've never done before and you want to learn how to do something else. I'll have to be quick here, but still, I'm going to cover these over a bit. It is starting to dry up a little bit, and I don't like that. Makes for not a very good bread. Yeah, I agree to that certain extent. I might say I had a Triumph Tiger Cub. That was my first proper bike. And it was only a 250cc, but that was awesome. It would go everywhere. But what I think I'll do for another bike, I'd like to get something and renovate it. I'm not much of a mechanic, so I'll probably need help. But I'd like to have something without the electronics, have something that's a kickstart. Roxy, you help by eating the cookie dough. It's always a good place to start, you know. See, if you know the taste, then you know you can make more. I think all bikes, they kind of start from different places. And I have a friend back in the UK. He's renovated many bikes: Royal Enfield, BSA, Norton's, and I don't think there's anything he doesn't know about bikes. He could pretty much take any of them apart and put them back together, especially the older bike. See, the amazing thing is, Roxy, when they tell us now don't eat raw eggs and things like that. And when we were kids, all we used to do was we eat the cookie dough. And there's raw eggs in there already. So it's kind of a bit of a misinformation there. Yeah, it's probably a good idea. Leave some of the cookie dough for the actual cookies. You can't eat it all. But these are fun memories. And you have that with your mother, then you're going to have that with your own children one day. And it's kind of amazing, really. I mean, I used to make cakes with my son, but when I came to Canada, he stayed back with his mum, and I don't think they've done it much after that, which is a bit of a shame, really. Going stupid again? Really? What is wrong with this thing? Yeah, maybe I need to update. So make sure when you pull your dough around that you have a nice smooth surface on the top. It is Sunday here in northern Canada. So, and we were just 12:30 in the afternoon now. Guess I'll have to make some lunch soon. Right now it's brought me back in, but it won't let me. Yeah. Now this thing is really, really beginning to be annoying now. Won't let me see who's online, won't let me comment. Now it won't even let me look at me. Aye. think. It won't even let me shut down my own tablet. And what's going on here? I don't know why it's doing this. Yep, I think my tablet's trying to test my patience. It's weird, that won't even let me shut it down. Well, I'm sorry guys, I can't see who's making comment at the moment. It just wants to keep testing my patience. So we'll go back into the food for now until it wants to let me play. Tell you what, let me play a different video for a bit, see if that will. And if Griselda's still around there, I'm playing your video now. It's a little bit annoying, but we just keep soldiering on, as it were. Nice sharing there. I'll leave a comment on there and that might help. Right. Let's go try going back into mine now. Yep, something definitely wrong here. Won't even let me comment. This is so wrong. Do I have a spare phone I can use? Maybe I can use my phone and I'll go in that way. Because this is starting to really get under my skin. Ah, at last. Hey John, how's it doing? You can't actually see these here. I'm just making Pandesal. Hey street team. Hey Mikey P. Hello Mata. Thank you for joining me there. I'm just making some Pandesal at the moment. If I can get my dough to cooperate. But Not quite right. Too busy talking and trying to sort out this on. I put the gloves on today just for you, John. I was hoping you might pop back. And when I make Pandesal, I usually make a lot of Pandesal. And I usually give it away to friends, so I'm being a little bit more cautious. Much appreciate you guys dropping in. Did you make much bread, John? You see, my dough is starting to dry out a little bit, so I'm trying to keep it a little bit better. A little bit of milk on there. The pasta cook. So you make pizza? That's bread, isn't it? Pasta's bread, technically, isn't it? What sort of pastas do you make? Thank you, Lamada. Oh, I've got uneven amount this time. I just hope the rye's okay. Nice. I've never really made much pasta. I've made kind of just basic strips. But I couldn't get the dough to how I liked it. And I can't get any really good quality eggs around here as well. So, want some nice farm fresh eggs, not... I want something with a nice orange yolk, but round here I think they're all pretty much sure they're all... They say they're barn eggs, but I think they're all caged, to be honest. Hello from South Korea. Thank you for joining. What is the out making? I'm sorry, I don't understand that, John. I like to cook everything, anything and everything. Yeah, for some reason, I've got an uneven amount this time. I'll put this one on its own over here. I'm going to put this out the way. Put some saran wrap over that. Use that a little bit for some of it. Just loosely cover these over. Sorry for turning my back on you guys. Move that up a little bit. So my other dough isn't quite ready yet. I do have another batch. We're not quite there. I'm making Pandesal. It's a Filipino bread bun. So I'll have to wait for this one to rise a bit more before I can continue with that. I think in the meantime I might make myself something to eat. Some of this out the way. Right, what shall I make? I think I'll make just a quick chicken sandwich. A breaded chicken sandwich. I've just got a couple of little pieces of chicken left there from what I cooked yesterday. Penne pasta, the good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've got myself a nice big batch of 00 fine pasta there, but never got to use it yet. I know it's very simple as well. I mean, it's kind of a very simple ratio. It's one of them things I keep meaning to make and do it online as a live video, just to see whether I can try it and make it actually work. you never know what's going to happen. Now I did have a hammer around here somewhere. Where did I hide that one? Look, if in doubt, put it away. No. Well, if in doubt, leave your chicken in the bag. And I'm just going to flatten her a little bit. Just a little bit. Of course, doing it that way, in the bag, everything stays clean. Need to find a new home for this for now. Whilst I was doing that, I found my hammer. That'll do. Put that away. Cover that over. Right, so for my chicken, have a little salt and pepper into my flour. A full English. You know, there's one thing I can't get here, Lucy. Can't get black pudding. It doesn't exist in Canada, or at least not where I live anyway, which is a bit of a pain in the backside to be honest. I would really like to get my hands on some nice, good quality. Get a pan out. I'd like to get some nice good quality sausages, nice good quality black pudding, things like that. It would be a nice little treat for me. One more thing I want to put in there. A little bit of, I want some smoked paprika in with my flour. And I want some onion powder and some garlic powder, just a good pinch of each. But I still make English breakfast with I just have to omit. I just have to basically don't worry about the black pudding, anything like that. But I'll do like eggs, bacon, homemade hash browns, baked beans. Okay, Lucy, have a fantastic day or evening right now. Have a look. Well, have a look on your channel anyway. Yeah, will you take care, my friend? Just subscribe there. As I say, John, you should start yourself a channel. If you do pasta, just make pasta. I pretty much guarantee people will watch it. So I'm just going to get my chicken, just put it into my seasoned flour. Get the excess off, and we'll do the same here in the egg. Now, I hope everybody's having a wonderful Sunday. And I guess if you're on the other side of the planet, it could be Monday for some people now. Make sure you get a good coating of the breadcrumb. It's so much more difficult to get your gloves on once you've had them on for a while. I want to cook this nice and low and slow. It is only thin, so I don't want it drying out too much. I think I've got awkward shaped hands as well, John. So I was doing a little bit of research there, John, on gloves, and thinking to myself, why do I not wear them sometimes? And I'm thinking about it. When you get a lot of time, yes, it is food prep, but I used to always wear gloves if I had a cut. If I had a cut in my finger, anything like that, I would wear gloves to protect me and also protect the food. But a lot of the time, it depends on the colour of the glove as well. I don't like these very clear or whitish type glove. I want something that stands out. Otherwise, because some other time when you're cutting, I found I catch the end of the glove and I cut the end off, and I don't want that in the food. So kind of take it easy like that. If that makes sense to you there, John. Maybe it's just me being clumsy. Turn that down a little touch. I don't want too much oil. There is the other thing about using oil in a non-stick pan. Something that you shouldn't do. Forex, where am I from? I'm from Newcastle in the northeast of England, but I now live in Canada. Where are you from, Forex? Or is that Forex because you're in Australia? Keep meaning to get yourself one of them little thermometer guns, then I can check my pan and make sure it's right. Not hot enough yet. India. Okay, I seen the 4X and thought that might have been Australia, mate. I guess it's that right, must be that right time of day for India. I get a lot of people coming on from India and Pakistan, China and Korea as well. So it must be that the time zone. I mean, here it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I've got friends over in the Philippines. For them now, oh well, it's actually 3 o'clock in the early morning tomorrow. So takes all sorts. You got to try and remember these things. That's better. Just a nice little low sizzle. Cooking away nicely now. 12:22, so it's tomorrow in India. Right, what shall I have with this? What can I have? We're just going to make a quick sandwich, I think. What can I use? We'll have a little bit of lettuce. I'll just peel a couple of leaves off, to be honest. So it's very late for you anyway, 4X. Oh, that sounds nice. You know, that's something you can't get round here, John. I've seen them once where I'm at the shell pasta, and I've never seen them like the big ones. They're only like the small ones. Chicken coming on nicely. We'll turn that right down now. I'll just throw a lid over the top of that. That sounds really nice, that, John. I'll have to try that sometime. There we go. That'll do. Lovely. Well, I guess I could order them. I mean, I've seen them in other places, so if I go to the big city, in the next couple of weeks, I've got to go to Edmonton. So, I mean, Edmonton's like a 5-hour drive away. So I tend to drive down in the early hours, have a nice day there, and then you have to stay overnight in a hotel. It's the only way you can really do it. And then basically from there, I really want to toast this. From there, basically have another day and then drive back, and you get back in the early hours. It's the only downside to living in Canada, is that yes, there's much more work, yes, you get paid more, we've got beautiful countryside, good scenery, good wildlife, but it is kind of well spread out, so sometimes when you need things you can't find it. You deleted a message there, John? So I'm just throwing that. I'm going to throw my buns in a dry pan there just to warm through and toast up a little bit. Ah, rude message. Oh, wasn't that nice? Yeah, sometimes that happens, John. Thank you. You got me back, bro. Yeah, I'm just trying to think stuffed shell. I've got that on my mind now, that like the stuffed shells with sausage and peppers. Oh yeah. I think I'll go looking for some. What I was thinking about doing, if I can get, I want to make some black pasta with squid ink. That'll be really nice. It freaks some people out when you see the black pasta. In there. Oh, a little bit, starting to get a little bit overcooked, but I'm sure we can cope. Well, just to keep, when there's my chicken done anyway. I was worried it was getting a little bit overcooked there. I'll just keep that over the pan to keep the heat in. If you just put it on a little, wire rack over the pan, just let that heat keep going. You've never had... So, I have a buddy who's a chef in the UK called Mark, and he makes a lot of pasta dishes. But he uses, he'll use spinach and then make green pasta. He uses beetroots to make like a red purpley pasta, and he uses squid ink to make the black pasta. So something a little bit different, that's for sure. Oh, I should have 2 buns here, I think. This is it's 1 o'clock, and this is my first meal of the day. I'm trying to do this thing where I don't eat too much. Hey, Sir Rav. Thank you, my friend. Do you have a channel yourself? Not yet. I like to see other people have channels and make different things. I'll add you as a moderator. I think probably good for one of these here. Yeah, that'll do. That's good. So nice bit of colour on the bun. And I'm just going to first off go in with some mayonnaise. Nice little handful of lettuce on there. Piece of chicken over the top of that. Have a tomato, a pickle, and just because I like it, ooh, chicken and rump steak, eh? Nice. I've still got people asking me about that, the pork, what was it, the pork, Philly cheese steak that I made. Actually, I should put this on a plate. I got these nice plates from Walmart. They're the Yellowstone plate. So there's one. Oh, a little bit too much on that one. No, they have this thing where they say you're not supposed to eat things that are charcoaled a bit. Thank you for joining me, Rasha. Thank you, Ian. Steak stroganoff, eh? Sounds good. I'm adding people as I used the my brain's shutting down on me. You watched that one, John. What did I use? The loin. I used a pork loin, but I froze it. I had it frozen, and then I cut it very, very thin, marinated it, and then cooked that one up. You know what? I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it wrong. That on first. Put that on. I'm actually going to put a little bit of chili on the top of here now. This is my homemade chili sauce. Very, very yummy, but very, very spicy. Put that on there. So there's 2 very simple chicken sandwiches. Now you can call it a mac chicken if you want, but it's way better than theirs. Yeah, I mean, that's wonderful now. That's going to be my lunch when it cools down a bit. I'm just going to throw these things on the side, just so you can kind of have a little side salad, I guess. I've never been one for plating up all fancy and stuff like that. As long as it goes on the plate and you can eat it, that's all you need. So, I'll get rid of my knife, don't need that now. It's always a constant battle of cleaning up when you're in the kitchen. I mean, I even had to, excuse the messy because I'm still renovating, but I even had to go out and buy new fridges because I'm doing all of this. So one's a fridge and one's a freezer. Absolutely humongous. And I still don't have enough space. But that's my lunch for now. Now, don't be tempted to keep your seasoned flowers and stuff. Breadcrumbs, things like that. You've had raw meat in there, so that's not going to do anybody any good whatsoever. I can get rid of these and I'll get new ones when I get going. Hello, hello. Thanks, John. I'm going to enjoy this. I will. I'm trying to have a look. No fries. That's. I have pickles instead of fries, so that's a little bit more healthy. Hello, hello. No, for cutting my meat, I say it was frozen. I froze it, and I'd pick myself one of them up. I got the old Culinary food slicer. It's only cheap. It's like $100 here in Canada. But I mean, I wouldn't use it as a professional. But it works for the level what I'm doing. So that's happy enough. Thanks, Rasha. That should have cooled down enough now. See if I can fit my mouth around this. Excuse me. Oh yeah. Well, even if I do say so myself, if I compared that to a Mac chicken sandwich, this, you're eating in a top quality restaurant. McDonald's sandwich, you're eating out the garbage can. Sorry, McDonald's. Now let's see how many bread buns are doing. Well, they're starting to rise a bit, but I want to get them a bit warmer place. But not too warm. If I put them up there, we should be good. So if anybody's got any questions, anybody wants to share something with us? Hey, Christina. How are you? So the other day when I made the Philly cheesesteak, everybody kept telling me off because I wasn't eating. So today I'm going to eat. How is Christina? Well, it looks like you like food. I mean, you got nothing on the no videos yet, but you do have a nice picture of a nice fur soup. I get asked this so many times, Russia. Because I've travelled around. I mean, I like homely food. I like nice breads. I like a nice pasta when you can get a good quality fresh pasta. But if I took it in regions, so if I'm in Canada, well, there's so much to choose from here. But it's probably some sort of pasta dish or a noodle dish of some description. If I was over in Asia, I would want like a nice chow mein or nice fried rice dishes, or even I love sushi. Lady, how are you? When I go to the Philippines, I like Pandesal breads. I like the different star breads. I like the empanada. If I go to the UK, I like a nice roast dinner, fish and chips, proper fish and chips. Because I can't get proper fish and chips in Canada. It's a bit of a pain. Where I live, it's around about a 12-hour drive, doing 100 kilometers an hour above to get to the ocean. This is so good. But it's falling apart on me. I wish I could share with you guys. Hello, Dee. What's your favorite food, Russia? But I do like a lot of Indian. See, in the UK, we'll have restaurants, and they'll say they're an Indian restaurant, but they're actually Bangladesh or Pakistani. But for us in the UK, the restaurants are all kind of labelled as Indian. But to go get a nice chicken jalfrezi or a nice butter chicken or a korma, something like that. Nice fish curries are really good as well. A nice tagine, a nice lamb tagine, that would be good. I've never been to Morocco yet. I would like to. That would be nice. A nice trip, go have a walk around the bazaars. I've never cooked one. I mean, for me, if I was going to do a tagine, I want to buy the proper pot, the corn pot. So I'll have to have maybe one day I'll buy one online, and unless I visit and bring one back, and I'll try and cook a nice, do like a nice lamb shanks with like the rice and the spices and the peppers and everything. That would be really good. You know, sometimes I still can't get used to it. I've got my tablet over here, and I kind of see myself moving, and it's a little bit delayed, and I'm like, did I really just look like that? What the heck? Well, this has been a nice one. I'm just waiting for my bread buns at the back here just to rise a little bit more. But I think I may have to switch out my my yeast. It seems to be a little bit slow on reacting now. Do you cook yourself, Russia, or does somebody else cook? What's that one, John? Osso Boko? I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to have a check. Veal shanks, okay. Braised with vegetables and white wine. Sounds good. That's an Italian one. See if I can find the picture. Right, there you go. So that would be that one there, if you can see that, John. That's somebody got a recipe online for that one. It does look very good. I could, oh, damn it. Right, there you go, that's better. So that's, I can see like the marrow bone coming through there, coming out. That would be really nice. Just love what you do, Russia. If you love what you do, you have to play with food, you have to experiment. And like I say, I've been doing this since I was like 7 years old, but it never became a vocation. My mum always said, go and be a chef. You can travel the world and be a chef. Instead, I went and became a carpenter, and then I went in the military. So I traveled the world that way. And then afterwards, after military service, I went out and I worked around the world as a carpenter in different places. But you just need to have that passion. Get your nose in, go around the markets and see new food that you've never seen before, and talk to people. What is this food? I've never seen this. Do you have a speciality? What does your mum like to cook? What do you like to cook? And just learn off other people and make a community for yourself. I think the passion comes with experience as well. I think the passion definitely comes from experience. The more you get used to it, the easier it becomes. I know it's like the little things. I mean, John will tell you when he first started making pasta, it wasn't easy, and trying to get the right consistency and everything. When you first start trying to, you're chopping vegetables and meats and things like that, and then you see somebody else do it, and you're like, well, I never thought of that. If I'd done it that way, it would have been so much easier. So it's kind of it's a learning curve. It's a big learning experience, and it's the same whilst I was working as a carpenter for 30 years just about. I do things now that it's just like, oh yeah, do that, done, job finished. And I have the young guys say, how did you make it look so easy? And I'm like, well, I didn't, because when I was your age, I used to make a mess of it. Yeah, don't be afraid. I mean, there's some things I won't eat, I'll admit. I've said it before. I have friends in the Philippines, they're like chicken feet. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to try it. It's just that's one thing, I'm drawing the line at that one. There's some things I won't eat, but I guess one day I will probably try. I'll probably have a go. but it's just the thought of putting chicken feet in my mouth that have been running around, standing in chicken poop all day. But like you say, don't be afraid of it. I will probably try one day. So yummy. Maybe a bit of cheese. I'm just thinking I could maybe put a bit of Parmesan cheese in with my breadcrumb. So what food do you cook, Rasha? Like right now? Yeah, I bake. I like to make a nice tiramisu. Um, and I will say this, it might not go down well, but I found a Jamie Oliver recipe a while ago. And it's called lemony curdy pud. And he does it, he mixes lemon, flour, eggs, egg white into make it into like the nice fluffy cloud. Mix all that together. You put that in a deeper bowl, and when it cooks, it's almost it's like a sponge cake on the top. It's like a meringue in the middle, and on the bottom it's all like lemon custardy, almost like a lemon custard on the bottom. And that is absolutely an amazing. That's one of my main ones I make quite a lot. But tiramisu is one of them things that I will make for a party if I have friends coming around. Or I like to make nice nice custards and things like that. Sometimes you feel like being a child, and it's like being a child again. I'll make jelly. I'll make like a jello, but then I'll do like a nice fruit jello mixed together. Or there's another one, a nice fruit cocktails. But I'll make a lot of muffins, chocolate chip, red velvet muffins. I was making at Christmas time there. What else? I do a lot of cookies. We make a lot of oatmeal cookies, things like that. Well, chocolate, I've not done much in the way of chocolate. I would like to do. I even went and bought the molds for it and everything, but I'd like to make the Dubai chocolate, like the Dubai pistachio chocolate. I was thinking about trying to make that one, but it's again, ingredients are difficult to come by. Yeah, I think I will try doing the Dubai chocolate trend. I mean, I'm not sure where I put the molds now, actually. I don't know. I'll have to have a rake around in my pantry area there and just see where I put the molds. The hardest part is getting the I don't know, I can't what call it, but it's like the phyllo pastry, like the shredded pastry that goes in the middle. I mean, I've looked at many videos and it seems reasonably easy to do. Yes, good enough for you. That's a one. I think it's got a couple of different names. It's Turkish, Middle Eastern, somewhere around there. But they do say you can make your own out of phyllo pastry and then just cut it really, really fine. But I'd rather buy the real thing if I can find it and have a go. That one's nearly ready. I think they're close enough now. Right, I think we'll put these ones in the oven now. We'll stick them there for 16 minutes and we'll see how we do. That's at 356 Fahrenheit. So we'll see how we do with that one. And then in a moment or two, when I finish eating this, I will we'll start making some more. It's pretty freestyle at the moment, but I used to plan, and it used to be kind of on a Sunday. Everything would start around the Sunday, so I'd have like a roast beef or chicken, so with all the different vegetables, Yorkshire puddings and roast potato, that type of thing, and then Monday, whatever meat you were using would get broken down and made into like a curry, like a nice chicken curry or something like that, or a beef curry, and I'd have that with rice. And then I'd take the carcass and I would boil that down with some vegetables and make some like a nice stock from a chicken carcass. Fridays were always fish, and it was like kind of a tradition. Saturdays used to be, either the Friday or the Saturday would be a day to go out with family. So you might go to a fish restaurant on a Friday, or you go out to a different type of restaurant on the Saturday, or I'd bake some cakes, cookies, that type of thing, make some nice sandwiches and stuff, and then we'd all sit around and kind of have like a little buffet, like supper. But I think that's enough of that. Oh, let's get some work done. Put this to one side for now. I can finish that later. So we're in the oven with that one. I'll put my phone away. Get rid of this. When I find myself now, I'm eating a lot more salads, vegetables, fruit, just simply because I'm trying to lose weight. I'm already 16 pounds down now, so I'm doing okay there. So I'm hoping basically another month from now I want to be under £200. No, I can't dance provocatively. I've got bad knees. I'm waiting for surgery. It's a cooking show, not erotica. And I've never really thought of myself as a provocative person. If I can get my thing open there. Right, so there's my dough again. Let's knock that back. Get all these bits out. Looks like I've got a lot of washing up to do. Thanks, John. I think some people are kind of harmless. They're a little bit strange, but right, let's start making up another tray. Now we've got the nice weather, I'm gonna go fire up the Blackstone griddle soon, and I'm gonna start making food on the griddle outside, so we can actually enjoy some of this summer sunshine that's coming in. I mean, ironically, it was -4 this morning, -4 Celsius. This afternoon is 20, so might make these a little bit bigger this time, not that big. Maybe go about 60. Or 60 grams, I think. Close enough. Yep. Should be okay, hopefully. Yep. To be honest, this dough is a little bit on the dry side. So, as I said before, sometimes when you're making your dough, it's imperative to keep it, maybe add a little bit of extra water. So hopefully them ones won't take too long now. How much time we got left? So we've got 8 minutes. So we'll try and get these done in 8 minutes. I might try a slightly different method here. I miss the days of being a kid sometimes, and just coming home from school, and mum's got something nice and tasty ready. And a lot of the time, we were pretty poor growing up, and a lot of the time, our food was very basic. Chipped potatoes, or what you would call French fries in America. And basically, there might be egg, chips, beans, simple soups. That's another thing I like to make. Nice vegetable soups or chicken soups. But the good old days of grandma's cooking, and you can never do anything wrong when you go and visit grandma. And I was the only boy in the family. I'm the youngest as well, so I think that kind of helps a little bit. But the world is definitely a different place now compared to what it used to be. I mean, information is so much more readily available, and you don't even need to leave your own house, and you can go and find out about anything you want. And that's kind of a shame, because it's all about being a kid and growing up and having all of this have to go find out properly. And there is that thing as well of getting punched in the face teaches you a lesson or two when you're a kid. And now I don't know, no, I don't think kids fight anymore. Yep. I mean, we used to grow up, I know my friends grew up, Peter, Nils, and David, and a couple of other guys there. We'd all play football together, and then somebody would say one word wrong, so then you'd have a scrap. And that's it, you were worst enemies for a couple of hours, but then you went out and played again. You went outside again, and there's your buddies there, all playing football or whatever. So it's like, you want to play? Yeah, sure. And I say it was one of them weird things. It's about learning. I mean, I never had any brothers growing up. I had sisters, all sisters. But I think when you grow up with brothers, you learn to scrap a little bit more. And when you get to school, say back then it was okay. Well, it wasn't okay. You still get into trouble for it. But if somebody said something wrong, they got punched in the face. If you said something wrong, you got punched in the face too. And that was all part of growing up. I mean, you watch videos now and it's like, you see people are very kind of aggressive and argumentative and want to fight with people. But then as soon as somebody gets physical, they're shocked and amazed. And we learned all of that when we were kids. I'm not condoning it, don't get me wrong. It's not the right thing to do. But sometimes, I don't know, I think when you see, sometimes people deserve a kick in the backside for doing something wrong. But try and keep within the law, gentlemen and ladies. I mean, I'm only quite small, so I grew up with a bunch of guys that were much bigger than me. And if I didn't learn to look after myself, they probably would have taken me apart. But I would advise anybody and everybody learn some self-defense. Especially as a father and you've got a young daughter, teach her some self-defense. Almost there. Thought there was something wrong with that there, but yeah, it's going to need a bit more time. They haven't browned off yet. Just a little bit more. Yeah, I dream of days of riding my bike during the summer, drinking water out of hose pipe, and I don't know, used to didn't have the money to go to fast food places or anything like that, so you'd make sandwiches and you'd go out with your buddies to the park, just go on these long bike rides. Mum would make you a nice cheese sandwich or whatever. Nope, definitely need to cook it a bit more. Yeah. So if you're going to try this recipe, just add that little bit of water. And what I'll do now, I'm just going to cut them down somewhere close. They don't all have to be the same. Hey, there's something. I'm making bread buns. These are Filipino, Pandesal. I'm just forming them into a little roll right now. And just roll the dough around so you get a nice round shape. Although making some pudding wouldn't be a bad idea. A nice sticky toffee pudding, something along them lines might be nice. It's important to keep them covered over so they don't dry out too much. But my dough is starting to dry out for definite. Talking too much and not working enough. Well, that's just about ready, I guess. You know, I don't like doing it like that, you know. Just doesn't feel right. Go back to the proper way. So I'm just putting breadcrumbs on these right now. But because my dough is a little bit dry than I would like it to be, I'm just brushing on a little bit of milk here. Oops. Yeah, it's looking okay now. Let these ones prove a bit. I'm kind of running out of ideas what I can do for videos live. If anybody's got any ideas, let me know. Shit. Try not to drop it into the milk. That'll get it a little bit too wet, I think. And what did I do with that? So I'll just put some saran wrap over, loosely. Put a towel over and we'll keep it somewhere warm. See how we're doing here. Oh, perfect now. Maybe it's too much. Oh, that's hot. Grab myself a little sheet. So, there we go, guys. Very hot at the moment. Pandesal bun. Ow, ow, ow. So it's important to take them off the tray as soon as you can, because they will continue to cook and they will burn the bottom. Ooh. Aye, aye. So there's that one, that batch ready. That over there out of the way for now. So we're looking nice and tasty there. We'll let them cool down and then we'll crack one open and have a look and see how we've done. But they're nice and flexy. They seem to be cooked well. Wow, this has gone weird again. That's one of the things I was planning on making as well, was kimchi. But I don't think it's good for a live, because it'll be kind of too much stop and start, because you have to let it, you soak your cabbage and then you leave it for 30 minutes and then you'll turn it around again and leave it for 30 minutes. Yeah. You know, I think it's YouTube. They keep kicking me out. But no, there we are. That's my little Pandesal bun. I'm just kind of excited to get this one going. Yeah, you're too late. We're done now. But they don't all work out perfect. Sometimes they open up on the sides. So this is why you need to have your dough nice and moist, and then you can form that nice ball that will stick together. Breakfast puddings. Can't really think of an English breakfast pudding. I mean, apart from making things like oatmeal and like overnight oatmeals and fresh cooked oatmeals there. I mean, you can make muffins. Like I said, I do like breakfast muffins, breakfast cookies. Can't think of an actual pudding. But then again, as I say, I'm not a chef, guys. So, well, Yorkshire, that's not for breakfast though. A Yorkshire pudding, I guess you could have it for breakfast if you wanted to. But the easiest, do you make Yorkshire puddings, John? Hello from Turkey, Muhits. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I mean, Yorkshire puddings, I normally have them on a Sunday with a Sunday lunch. So you got your chicken, your beef, whatever. You got your gravy, all your vegetables, and then the Yorkshire pudding puff up, got a hole in the middle. I've done a couple of videos, and I've done a live video a while back, John, about making Yorkshire puddings, and I went to the store here because I'm 4,000 feet above sea level. It can be quite difficult to get things to rise. I tried Yorkshire puddings a few times and they just wasn't having it. Just didn't work. A Yorkshire pudding with eggs and bacon. Never really thought about it that way. Mind you, there used to be a store in my hometown. They used to make a big Yorkshire pudding. almost the size of a dinner plate, and he used to put the lunch in there. So he'd put your chicken, your peas, carrots, all that type of stuff, and then a load of gravy. So I guess you could use it like a wrap as well. So you could put your eggs, bacon, sausage in there, and then roll it up and eat it like a wrap. You could do it that way. No, not a bad idea, John. Not a bad idea. Which method of Yorkshire pudding do you make? Do you use a 3 cup or 3 glass? So I do it, if I've got one I can use somewhere. So what I do, John, I get a glass either like this or like that, and basically I'll put 3, 4, 5 eggs, whatever it is I want to make. So wherever the eggs come to, I put the same amount of flour in another glass, and then the same amount of milk. Mix all that together, you get perfect Yorkshire puddings every time. I mean, the only variation I make on that, John, is I'll often drop in a lot more, like, bit of salt and pepper when I make it, just to try and give it a bit more flavour. But nope, that's my Pandesal ready to go there. So I'll pull this one open, the bigger one. Oh, that's not bad actually. A little bit too much air in there. Not bad. When you make bread, Filipino bread, they always put sugar in it. Yeah, that's not bad actually. Tasty. Well, I don't want to be eating too much because I've already had my lunch. And bread makes you bloat out. But no, that's a nice... In the Philippines, they have these for breakfast. And you sit down, they have different types of breads. You have the Spanish bread, what I made the other day, with the sugar and sugar, flour and breadcrumb mixture in the middle, and roll that one up. The star buns, so you'd have these star buns, everything like that. You just sit there, have a cup of coffee. Absolutely fantastic. Really good. But that's about all I've got for today, guys. So hopefully everybody's having a wonderful day. Everybody's feeling the sunshine, and everybody's being lucky. I want everybody to be lucky, everybody to be healthy. Because things can go wrong from that to that overnight. So let's just all take care of family, take care of friends, but most of all, take care of yourself. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else, okay? So be strong, eat healthy, live a long time. Okay, guys? Mike, go now. Love you all. Mike out for now. Right, take care, guys. I'm shutting down now. Love you all. I'll see you next time.